Then we also try to enter the public space. This is front of our gallery on the corridors. It's an installation of Paul de Marinis. He was using frankly speaking, the fusions of the printer, and he can control the dripping of water so precisely that standing with an umbrella below the water, you can hear the music. So he's playing different music. One of the easiest and the most popular were Singing on the Rain. And the people were actually standing there and dancing, and this was an installation 1 month staying there, and people were really amazed, and actually it was a kind of dramaturgy and performing space in front of the gallery. Karl Speletic brought some of his very invasive and loud machines. This was one cage where with the audience could experience the immersion into fire and being burn themselves. I was myself trying this installation, and I can say that I had to scream to stop it. Then again, Jan Marušić experienced his interaction with the audience. We are now living in the society of interfaces. We invent, and we are still inventing, all kinds of interfaces which we put between us and reality. And this is what he has done. It's very simple installation. He poured the oil on the ground. He lied naked on it. He put the rope behind his neck and connected to a system for pulling the ships out of the sea. And the audience was asked to pull him all over this path through the gallery. And it was really interesting of observing the audience, what they are doing, because they need some time to get the idea what it's all about. And then they start to pull, and they start like tuck, 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 because they didn't know if the guy will got yes, hang or what, and it was painful. You could see on the body. But actually, the most painful action is when the audiences are going like tuck, 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 because it's 2 hours long, you know. And at the end, after I don't know 3/4 of hour, one girl came and she just he dragged him quickly because she wanted to finish, you know, apparently suffering, although that what she was doing was having completely different effect on all of us, because we thought now it's the guy will get with a head rip off and so we have one artist whose background is not art. He was not trained as an art practitioner. His background is medicine, and he's working as a medicine technician. But I don't know if you're familiar, a lot of people from science, from medicine, are entertain themselves after the work with kind of art activities. They paint, they play violins, and so I don't know if you are familiar with that. It's a whole subculture of those people who are then playing in their hospitals to entertain, I don't know, for certain occasions, or they exhibit their works, which are really lousy work, but you know, they entertain themselves. And when we are asking ourselves why they are doing this, you know, why they are doing something they do not understand, you know, they are scientists. And it's obvious that they need this contact with something which is spiritual, with something which is opening their senses also to their inner world, which usually it's when they are working with patients, where they are facing, you know, several times these questions of life and death, and so they need to build a kind of barrier between themselves. And so Ive is using very standard medicine procedures when he is doing his performances, and all the performances are dealing with the question of life and death. This particular one is an still image from performance dedicated to his future wife. And he was showing on his way how she was touching his heart by inserting the catheter through the vein into his heart. And actually the performance stopped when the heart started to fibrillate. And this is when he stopped the monitor where he's looking on. And this was the final piece. Symbiotica, where they grow in the bioreactor the cartridge for the ear that Stellark wanted to implant onto his arm. I'm sure somebody will talk about this project. Polona Tratnik, who was using the cells and tissue which usually are used in tissue engineering, and she was growing on the part of the sculptures. Philip Ross in hydroponic garden, and of course Marta de Menes is drawing on butterflies, working on larvas, and providing the whole biotop where the butterflies could live their artistic spin-off. Well, after all these years, you know, and with total immersion into this art and science, art and technology, intersection with humankind, and so we believe that what we are doing is something ongoing on all these festivals like Ars Electronica, Transmediale, Dutch Electronic Festival, and so we thought, you know, that this is that everybody understands this, but this was not the case. Our gallery got a kind of stigma that what we are doing, it's not really nice, it's not entertaining, and so that the people who are attending our program need to think, and it's too demanding, and so on. So we lose a lot of, a big part of our audience, but we got our hardcore people, and this is okay, but what we want to say is something that we would like that reach the masses. And what we were showing at the gallery, we were showing to the people who already know everything what we are showing. You know? So we started to leave the gallery place, we hired places outside, we tried to be active on other public spaces, and we discovered then that they are looking upon us as somebody who came from Mars, and we were completely exotic, and so we started to look around, and we grabbed the first opportunity, which was really an interesting one, and it was that in Brussels, in Berlaymont, in the European Commission, it happens that the Commissioner for Science and Research is a Slovene guy, and as you can see, this is a very dry building. He wanted to equip the corridors in front of his offices with art, you know. And he approached the cultural department in foreign ministry, and because of a very lucky coincidence, they approach us, and we start to think what kind of program we should do in front of his offices, and we say, come on, he's the Commissioner for Art, for Science and Research. Let's show them the projects which are dealing with these topics. Of course, he liked the idea, and this is how we start. We established a concept gallery called Cosinus, and we are changing the setups in front of his office 3 times per year.